lecture,
Hey, would you hold up 1 minute, please? Go ahead, sir.
at the ending of every lecture, I always like to have a field of questions and answers because it is there where everything is hot. And I like it. I do not function too well when I have free will because I do not learn anything when I talk. But when you ask me questions, depending on the question, I learn too. Because we are brothers. I'm not wiser than you. I cannot be wiser than you, and especially the women. They have to be more equitable because we came out of them and we sucked their breasts. Here is a man who came out of his mama, suck her breast, and turn around and say, you leave me, you follow me now. I mean, now this is kind of insane. So now, I want to open up for question and answer because I don't want to hold up this meeting any much longer. Yes, first one over here and then the brother and the sister. Yes, yes sir.
Yeah. It's not so much a question, it's probably just a point of view.
Wait a minute, excuse me. Before we go into point of views and making statements, let's just try to finish this segment where people...
No, it has to do with what he was talking about. Very much.
Okay, brother.
No, it had to do with, he kept talking about numbers, and I got the feeling that you didn't like numbers, and that numbers seemed to come out of a white man's point of view. But I was just thinking that when I think of numbers, I think of African tradition, and I think of Indian tradition from Mexico, and you find that in African traditions, they had developed melting furnaces that were 10 times harder or twice as hot as anything produced in the Industrial Revolution. And when you look at Mayan Indians, you find that they have supposedly a much more accurate calendar than anything produced, again, by Western civilization. And when you look at Incas, you find that they had temples like the Egyptians, like Africans. They had pyramids that were constructed, that were very geometrical in their structure. So I just kind of got uneasy feeling.
I understand, and you have a right, that's what I said. When new information comes, it seems to cause the nervous system to jerk the nervous system. I live in the land of the Maya. I was born in the land of the Maya. The Maya used no numbers. The Maya used no agriculture. They didn't have agriculture. They ate what the land produced. The Egyptian had farms because the Egyptian did not live in the kind of terrain that the Maya lived in. Where the Maya lived, it rains every day. Where the Egyptian lived, it never rained in history and will never rain. So everything in Egypt is artificial. The only thing that grows in Egypt that is natural is the holly thistle. Why? It never rained in Egypt. Never in history. So Egypt, when you think of Egypt, you think of the pyramids being a preserver. No. I could take a black woman from Louisiana, 80 years of age, and take an 80 years of age woman from Egypt, and boy, her skin is wrinkled, not the woman from Louisiana. Because there is no humidity in Egypt. Water supports life. There is none in Egypt, only the Nile. So when you use the Maya and the Inca and the Egyptian together, you bunch them up, we are confusing and confounding the whole journey. It's not the same journey. The Egyptian had to create all these artificial things to survive. Because that was what the black man was doing, you know, like the elephant. You see, Egypt is a graveyard. It's the graveyard of the black man. The elephant, when he's getting ready to die, he goes to his graveyard and he lays down.
That's the white man's title.
Now we go. Now we go to Egypt. We find that there is no humidity in Egypt. You can build a house, you don't have to put a roof on it. And you've seen that, right? They don't have to put a roof on Egypt. But there's no humidity. There is no electricity in Egypt. Electricity is present only when there's a cloud hovering around. And lightning comes from that cloud. That is electricity, isn't it? And rain comes with it. Egypt will never see that. So about numbers. Do you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 in the pyramids? Inside of the pyramids? If there were numbers, the Japanese would have been able to do that. Because the Japanese are the best copies. And when they went to Kung Fu, they just began to imagine how did they put these 1,000-ton stones up there. Then they had to scale it down one half that, one half that, and they went right down to 1/50th the size. And they wound up using a nose cone to put, no, a helicopter to put the nose cone on it. Numbers were not made by nature. Remember what I said. Nature only makes things that support life. Mathematics does not support life. It's for mechanics. Mechanics deteriorate.
Next.
Yes.